Wrestling on weed.
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 Wrestling on weed. Subscribe today. Otherwise, we're gonna have a problem.
What's going on, everybody? Sorry for the technical difficulties there. I don't know what's going on with. Why is it? Alexa, turn Spotlight 3 on, please. Yeah, so we got a lot of news to get to. What's going on, Wild Nation? Got to get to it. It's Friday. I got a crazy busy day. We got a lot of news to talk about, so we're going to try to get through it quick. Tribe Nation, what's cracking? Good to see you in here early. Appreciate you, my guy. Yeah, let's get through this news, man. We're going to talk about Logan Paul possibly setting up a match against Roman Reigns, and it looks like it's a real thing. And we also got EC3 and Velveteen Dream going at it. And cocaine is a hell of a drug, apparently. We'll talk about that in a little bit. What else we got on the docket? Oh, yeah, we got, a lot of Twitter trolling between MJF, Shaemus, and Baron, Happy, King Corbin. And we got a few more people not so happy with AEW and its booking. But first, we will start today's show off by catching you guys up with what's going on with all the AEW suspensions and the fallout from the Pipe Bomb 2, the AEW All-Out Media Scrum. We'll catch you guys up because, as you know, Kenny Omega and the Elite were suspended indefinitely. CM Punk is injured and is also suspended indefinitely. And obviously Ace still is, who cares? So there was other people who were suspended surrounding this, the people who were there trying to break things up. Michael Nakazawa. There was a few other people. Let me pull it up here. It was like 4 or 5 people that were trying to break it up that got suspended. Pat Buck was one of them, and Brandon Cutler and Christopher Daniels. Those were the other guys that actually ended up getting suspended because they went to the dressing room of CM Punk and Ace Steel with the Young Bucks, and they were a part of the melee, but they weren't a part of the melee, if you understand what I'm saying. So they were all removed off the suspended list, which is good for them. So that's the update on those guys. There's no update on Kenny Omega and the Elite, and when they'll be back, they're still off of all the advertisements for AEW. CM Punk is obviously injured for 6 to 9 months, so he won't be around for a while. So that's that. And these guys get their jobs back because I doubt Pat Buck was back there throwing blows. You know what I mean? Tony Khan just probably went back there. It's like, if I see you in the room, you're suspended. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I'll figure it out later. And, a week or two later, he's figured it out. And those guys are able to go back to work. And apparently a couple of them are going back to work immediately, which is not a surprise because Christopher Daniels and Michael Nakazawa are going to be appearing at AEW Gamescom, or they're going to be appearing at Gamescom for AEW, obviously talking about AEW Fight Forever, the game. So there's a couple other people that are going to be there with them. Let me see if I can find these names. Yes, Christopher Daniels, Michael Nakazawa, Ryo, and Yuka Sakazuki, who are going to be there alongside other wrestlers like Chris Brooks and Hikaru Noah and people I don't know. So, but Christopher Daniels and Michael Nakazawa are already back to work. I'm sure Pat Buck's already back in the office doing what he does. And it's good that those guys get to go back to work because they shouldn't be punished for trying to stop a melee at the end of the day. Now that everyone's caught up on the fracas that's been taking over the wrestling news for the last couple of weeks, let's get into some fun news before we get into some more depressing, sad stuff. But I don't know if this is fun, but it's definitely funny because if you're on Twitter, I could have saved this story for towards the end of the show, but we'll talk about it now. If you're on Twitter, you saw MJF and Baron Corbin and Shaemus. Maybe you didn't, but I'll tell you what happened. Because obviously, if you don't know, Dave Meltzer released his top 500 wrestlers, whatever they call that fucking list, PWI, top 500. I don't fucking know what it's called, but Roman Reigns topped the list. But that's not the story. The story is is that Baron Corbin made the list at like 120 something. I don't know. He was way too high. No disrespect to Baron Corbin. I'm joking, of course. He's great. But Sheamus decided to get on there and troll Happy Corbin. You know what I mean? In his love for scarves and shit. And then apparently because he said real heels wear scarves, and I think MJF took offense to that or something. I don't know. Maybe it was a shot at MJF. Maybe it was a shot at Corbin because he wore a scarf at one point. I'm not too sure why MJF got mad about it, but he did. And what did he say? He said, Thanks for the info. This is what Corbin said, and Corbin is hilarious, by the way. He said, thanks for the info. I'm no Mark, so I didn't read the issue. See if you can get Dave to retweet you. That's what he sent back to Corbin. That shit was hilarious. Or back to Sheamus. That shit was hilarious. Basically just blowing him off. Like, I don't give a fuck about that shit. And then Sheamus was like, kayfabe, bro, kayfabe. Real heels wear scarves. And that's what sent MJF off for some reason. He just replied with sad. And then Sheamus replied with a GIF that said, "Who the fuck is this guy?" Which was pretty funny. Twitter beef is always funny at this point. I'm not really on Twitter that much outside of retweeting some wrestlers or trying to get some news. But MJF decided to respond to that. He said, "The guy you alluded to, stop now, or I'm gonna devour you. You can rock 6-inch lifts and play top guy, but you've been handed the ball multiple times and failed. I'm glad you're having a resurgence and finally figured out how to get over. It only took you a decade. Took me 1 day." Damn. So MJF just decided to jump in this and then bully Sheamus. Like the thought of someone bullying Sheamus is just hilarious, but I don't think Sheamus really took him that seriously. MJF said, "I can't wait for my boy Corbin to kick your ass," or some shit like that. So obviously him and Corbin are cool outside of the ring, obviously, because they're not in the same company. I think all these guys are probably cool with each other. Honestly, it just feels like some Twitter shit. I don't see, maybe Corbin and Sheamus don't like each other, don't really mess with each other. I don't know. Why would Sheamus even troll him like that if they're not friends? Like, I don't know. But it was just a funny story. I thought it was pretty entertaining. But we also have some more MJF news because he's also a big cheater, which is not a surprise because he cheats in all his wrestling matches. But congratulations to Maxwell Jacob Friedman, because there's going to be another person in the world with the last name Friedman. Possibly. We'll mention that in a minute. Who cares? What's up, Gruss? Good to see you here, my guy. You already know what it is. The super villain in the building. But yeah, man. So he's getting married. MJF is getting married. Congratulations to him and his fiance. Or not. You know what I mean? I don't know how I'm supposed to take it. He'd probably say, "Fuck you and your congratulations." So I don't even know how I'm supposed to. But he responded to all the women who seemed to be upset that he was now off the market. And this was the most player shit that I've ever seen from a wrestler. This man said, "Ladies panicking on my timeline, don't worry. Just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score. Strive for greatness." He's a fucking legend. MJF is a fucking legend. I think that one-line promo was better than anything he said in the last 6 months. I don't even... That shit was hilarious. This man said, just because there's a goalie doesn't mean you can't score. Strive for greatness. Basically meaning I will still blow that back out. Don't worry about it. Man, this dude is such a good heel. He's a heel on his wife. Like, how you a heel on your brand new fiance, bro? Like, he turned heel on his fucking brand new fiance. He's gonna be a heel to his children. Like, he's gonna be a bad father on purpose. He's like, "This is my character, kids. I'm sorry, I'm an asshole." This shit is fucking amazing, man. I fuck with MJF, man. Obviously, he's one of the hottest in the game right now. Going at Shaemus, like, it might have been some low blows, man. It took him 10 years to get over. Shaemus has been over, man. He beat Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. Started the Yes Movement all by himself. So let's get into our next story, man. Some good news for AEW because this is a quick story, but like I said, I tweeted out the other day that they don't need the fucking elite. They don't need CM Punk. I mean, they do more so need the elite. They should have the elite. The elite should be in AEW. Obviously, there's been rumors that Bucks and so forth been talking to their friends, KO and all them other guys, trying to send fillers out to the other side, which makes for interesting. You know what I mean? News. Honestly, I can't, and I can't be mad at them for doing that. Go where you're wanted and appreciated and paid the best. So that is what it is. But these guys just crushed it this past Wednesday. And I think it's just going to continue to do better because of the show that they put on. Like, if you're going to get one of your biggest viewerships, they had 1.175 million viewers the other day. So almost 1.2 million people tuned into Dynamite. We're used to hearing, 800, 900,000, a million maybe. But it's extra 200,000 people tuned in to Dynamite this week. So that's a pretty big fucking deal. And it was an amazing show on Wednesday. So I feel like it was a big deal for, the Arthur Ashe show, next Wednesday's show, promoting those matches. I think it's good. Yeah, I mean, this is good for Tony Khan. This is a great recovery for the company. I'm happy for him, you know what I mean, because I want to see AEW succeed. You know what I mean? With all my heart, I want him to succeed. I don't want Triple H to put him out of business, which very well could happen if, there's a mass exodus of people leaving from AEW to go to WWE. They already lost Cody. If people like Miro, and we'll talk about him in a minute, and fucking the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, just people like that pop back up in WWE, pop up in WWE, MJF in 2024, like, it's over for them. You know what I mean? It's over for AEW. Let's talk about Sammy Guevara. You know what I mean? Sammy Guevara did a post. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It's on Twitter. He said, "I hope you live a life you're proud of. And if you're not, I hope you have the courage to start over again. We came up short last night. It is what it is. Thank you to everyone that helped me to this point. It's been a hell of a ride. Where we go next, we go with faith." So, is Sammy Guevara leaving AEW? I'm pretty sure he's under contract at least for another year or two. I think everybody from that time, or maybe not. It's been 3 years. Maybe his contract is coming up. Some contracts have come and gone. So maybe Sammy's contract is coming up, and maybe he feels like he's honestly probably not getting the shine that he should. I don't think there's a couple AEW originals that, he's better than Jungle Boy. Sammy Guevara is better than Jungle Boy, especially as a character. You know what I mean? And in the ring. You know what I mean? In my opinion, they're both good, but Sammy Guevara is better than Jungle Boy. And Jungle Boy gets a lot more, like, focused material. Like, Sammy's always in a group, whether it's JAS or, with his girlfriend or whatever. It's always a group of people. It's never like the focus is all on Sammy. It's like they gave him them bootleg-ass AAA mixed tag team championships just to be like, here's the belt, because we can't ever give you the TNT title again. It's too many people here that we got to put it on. So, Sammy's, I don't know if he's trying to, like, threaten Tony or this is like a real thing, but there's a lot of people who are not happy. So it's good that AEW is, people are watching it, still putting on good shows, but they're going to have to figure out something with all the backstage stuff, because it's not all peaches and cream back there. The honeymoon is over, and Tony is going to have to start figuring some things out with that extremely bloated and extremely talented roster. So I'm sure he'll figure it out at some point here soon. At least I hope, for him and his sake and our sake as wrestling fans. But just tying into that a little bit, Miro also has been rumored to not be happy, liking tweets of people saying he got treated better in WWE, along with people like Andrade. But Miro was especially unhappy about seeing the pizza guy on Dynamite, which was the low point of the show, 100%. Well, I can't even say that because Ethan Page kind of made it cool. Because I want more Ethan Page, someone who deserves more time. And there was this weird pizza guy. I don't even know his fucking name. What's this guy, Luigi Primo, that showed up on Dynamite spinning some pizza dough like it's Luigi a Primo, and I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. It was dumb as fuck. I got so caught off guard by the shit. I was like, what the fuck? Are they? I swear to God, on everything, I thought it was a pizza ad. Because you know how they always like integrating different things into their shows or whatever. I just thought it was like an advertisement that they were doing, but no, apparently that's a wrestling character. What the fuck? Where did he come from? And can he please go there and stay? 'Cause just like Miro said, he said, you should have left this on the indies. Yes, I agree. I mean, it's like you're basically showing up like no one take me seriously, please. No one takes Danhausen seriously, but he's probably okay with that. I'm sure that's his thing. He's still getting checks and people love Danhausen. But, I mean, the pizza guy could possibly end up selling some T-shirts or whatever. But no one's going to take him fucking seriously. You can't put a belt on the pizza guy. Like, it's just, and it's too many other people. No, don't need to see this at all. You know what I mean? Andrade chimed in because, obviously, like I said, he's been a little unhappy as well with his booking. He joined in and said, I should make my entrance with some tacos. Obviously, he was referring to the Eddie Guerrero offering Batista some tacos joint. He posted the GIF of that. So, yeah, I mean, I agree. Get that shit off TV. That shit is stupid. But anyways, do I want to go to the... No, I don't want to end the show on dark news. So let's talk about the dark news now. So obviously, if you haven't heard, well, I said obviously if you haven't heard, that didn't make any sense. But if you haven't heard, Velveteen Dream and EC3 been going at it. We talked about in the previous news show how EC3 accused Velveteen Dream of video recording at a private party at his house, trying to video record people taking pisses and shits in the bathroom and all kind of crazy shit. And Velveteen obviously probably didn't take too kindly to that. And he decided to respond, and this shit got kind of messy, kind of fast. Velveteen Dream did a little cell phone recording in his car and for social media, and basically put everybody put EC3 on blast, or EC3, I forget. Yeah, he basically said, yeah, that's not true. We were all doing cocaine, and I was high, you were high, everybody was high. Nobody was trying to fucking video record you in the fucking bathroom, you know what I mean, taking a shit or a piss, you know what I mean? So, and then EC3 came back and with a real weird statement. His statement was just like, I don't know. Like, Velveteen Dream's statement was weird too, obviously, but it sounded genuine. It sounded like he was, but just because you sound genuine don't mean you are. He could be completely full of shit and lying too. He's done enough weird shit, Lord knows. But yeah, EC3 just responded like, yeah, I've been going to rehabilitation and all these things, and I've been working on my forgiveness, and one of the people that I forgave is Velveteen Dream, because Velveteen Dream said, if you don't like me that much, why do you follow me on social media all these years later? And he's basically like, I forgive you, and all that. He's like, but you shitting on me on the internet. Like, so this whole the EC3 response didn't really make any sense to me, honestly. It was just a little weird. You know what I mean? It's like, your reason for following him on social media after he tried to record you taking a piss in the bathroom is just because you're working on forgiveness. That means you have to follow. He doesn't follow you on social media, so why are you following him? That just seemed real weird, and honestly, it makes EC3 look suspect. Makes him look like he's kind of full of shit, because that just looked like, oh, now I'm going to try to play good guy and be all airheaded, like I'm oblivious to what the fuck, like, No. He also said, I've never failed a drug test in WWE or any company. What the fuck does that have anything to do? That doesn't, how long as cocaine stay in your system is not as long as weed. I smoke weed, and people do cocaine. Always be like, cocaine don't stay in your system that long. Oh, that's cool. Well, I won't find out. Shit. I have weed isn't a drug. It's a medicine. I have my vice of choice, and I don't even get to enjoy that as much anymore. But yeah, so this whole situation is kind of messy. It's kind of dark. I don't know where it's going. Velveteen Dream has cases pending. EC3 did the condescending thing of, I hope he gets help for all of his issues. Like, okay, bro. Like, now you're just laying it on a little thick. Yeah, I mean, making it seem like you're the extra good guy and he's just the super villain who has all kind of issues when y'all both probably suck. You know what I mean? I ain't mean it like that. Pause. I mean, y'all both probably assholes is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So it's just two bad guys going back and forth, which is just like, who fucking cares? But anyways, let's talk about a story that I'm very interested in. Get a swig of my water. A story that I'm very interested in because, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Logan fucking Paul is about to challenge for the undisputed Universal World Planetary Multiversal Championships. Why and how? How is this a thing? I mean, I know that he's famous. He has more followers on fucking social media than people who watch Monday Night Raw. So maybe they can draw some more viewers to the... But what? So many people should be upset if he ends up challenging for the title. I swear, so many wrestlers should be upset. This dude started wrestling last year. And now he's getting to challenge Roman Reigns. I mean, I want to see it. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I want to see it. But some people backstage should deservingly be pissed off if this what happens. How did this come about, you ask? Well, let's talk about it. Roman Reigns was on the Impulsive podcast with Logan Paul last week, I think, or earlier this week. And he was, just chatting, shooting the shit with Logan as he does with his guests. And Logan, for some reason, I don't know, was he high? I'm not sure. He was just like, yo, you put me against Roman Reigns, I think I win. It's like, what? First of all, bro, it's all fake. So just the whole I think I'd win thing is just like, just say you beat him. Just say, I'll beat you. It was just weird, but he called out Roman Reigns, and the Undisputed Champ was obviously like, Paul Heyman, can you handle this guy? I'm not talking to him anymore. I did his podcast. He still wants to talk to me. Then fucking Paul was like, Paul doing the Paul Heyman thing. Your request has been received. My great tribal chief, I will handle this for you. So that was cool. And that was like, double eye emoji. Like, what's going on here? But this was what really set the shit off, because it was like, yeah, those three guys, but they don't book the shows. But then the guy who does book the shows decided to chime in. Triple H said, Paul responded to Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman and was like, how exactly do you plan on handling me? I'm going to just go ahead and say it for him. Pause. But then Triple H chimed in and was just like, what'd he say? He say, it just so happens I have a globally televised platform to allow our superstars to handle their issues with one another. Consider this an invite for SmackDown tomorrow night. What? What the fuck is happening? Logan Paul he's already coming back. I thought it was gonna be like a little, but he's coming back to China. He got invited by Triple H to come to SmackDown and face off with Roman Reigns, handle his issues with Roman Reigns. Like, what? What? This is what world am I living in now? I mean, why do I want to see that so much? I don't know why I want to see that so much. I want to see Logan Paul get his ass beat by Roman Reigns. I want to see it. I do. I'm sorry, but I want to see it. I probably shouldn't want to see it. But Logan Paul was really good in his match. So I'm not like totally against him. I want to see him wrestle again. He was actually really, really, really fucking good in his match. So he's very impressive at WrestleMania. So I definitely want to see him wrestle again. But against Roman Reigns, bro, you just like, you went here to just, I mean, literally the top. So it's just, caught me off guard a little bit, but I love it. I want to see it. I don't mind seeing it if it does happen. So I don't know if it's going to be like a televised, it's going to be televised, but if it's going to be like an episode of SmackDown maybe, or if they're going to wrestle on pay-per-view, because I don't think it's a realistic build, because a pay-per-view match should be a championship match, right? And is Logan Paul really going to challenge for the titles? I don't think, nobody mentioned any titles. That's not, he just said I could beat Roman if I faced him, which is obviously cap, and it's scripted. So no one's writing that down, Roman, Paul, except for you. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see. I'll be locked into SmackDown tonight. Let's see what happens. If Logan shows up, then hey, let's get it. You know what I mean? I'm with the shits. And I'll mention this real quick since Gruss did bring it up earlier in the chat. Vince McMahon might be coming back to WWE at some point next year or sometime in the future. It's not a big deal. And I am not one of these people who are advocating for this, because no, he doesn't. He gave himself enough pats on the back. Apparently there's this big fucking fuss about Vince McMahon needing some sort of send-off, and people feeling like what he did for the wrestling business and making it this fucking global brand, that was selling out arenas and all these different things. He should be applauded for that and held in high regard, and people should give him a proper send-off and blah, blah. Do y'all remember, did everybody forget what he was accused of? What? What? Who are these people? Is Bruce Pritchard and his family? Who are these people that think Vince McMahon needs to be back on TV getting a proper send-off? He got the proper send-off. You fucking creep. Get out. That's the proper send-off for someone who did the shit that he did. What do you mean? I don't know who these people are, but they need to fucking go. They weird, because no, Vince McMahon don't need to be back on my TV. I mean, like I said, I appreciate him creating the WWE, even though he did it under sinister circumstances, betraying his own fucking father. What are y'all talking about? Vince McMahon deserves what? This man he literally betrayed his own father to be able to do that. You know what I mean? Did it benefit us? Sure it did. But how about his soul? I don't think it's gonna be doing okay. Why did my background just leave like that? I don't even know. My background just shut down. But anyways, yeah, I don't get why people think that that's a good idea. I am not one of those people. I do not think we need to see Vince McMahon back on WWE TV. Maybe once he goes into the Hall of Fame, which, I mean, it's his Hall of Fame, so he's going to go into Hall of Fame, and there's people in the Hall of Fame that, so I don't fucking know. I don't need to see it. You know what I mean? I don't watch the Hall of Fame presentation anyway, so if that is where he comes back, then I won't see him, except for in whatever video packages they run on the next night on Raw. But that's it for our news show today, man. It's a lot of stories. Nothing too heavy on the show today. A lot of lighthearted, news besides the Dream EC3 shit. Those guys need to get their shit together. And I'm really interested to see what's going on with Sammy Guevara, because that tweet was really, really fucking cryptic. And we still got AEW stars speaking out, man. People are tired of seeing stupid pizza guys and all kind of dumb shit coming from the indie scene onto, a major wrestling promotion program when they're not even. Miro wasn't even on the show last night or on Wednesday, and neither was Andrade for that, man. So it's just you barely got time to get the people who people want to see on the show. Why are you bringing fucking pizza guys on the show? I don't even care if it's for 10 seconds. No. I'd rather see Miro come in and do an Orange Cassidy and punch somebody in the face and challenge him to a match for 10 seconds. I don't want to see a pizza guy tossing dough. So it is what it is. That's all our news for today, man. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's your boy, Mr. HD. I'll see you on the next one. Deuces.